I got back from Nepal with over a terabyte of footage, 2 months of material, and I had absolutely no idea what to do with it. So I didn't, for 3 years. This film took 2 months to shoot, 3 years to just fully understand what the message was that I was trying to convey, and 5 months to fully edit it from start to finish. So yeah, here's what nobody shows you when you're filming a trek like this. I think when you're walking 300 kilometers in the Himalayas, you've got to be really mindful of the kit that you do take. I'm the type of filmmaker that just needs 1 or 2 tools to get the job done. All I used was my iPhone, the camera that I'm recording this on now, my S1H, and 3 primes. My main camera of choice was my S1H. I love this camera. It did such an amazing job. Not only did it get incredible footage, I think I was bouncing between the 5.6 open gate for those super epic wides, and then I was bouncing into 4K, 422, 10-bit. Not only was I shooting video, I was shooting all the stills. So even though the S1H is more of a video style camera, it held up. It took a really good image. I love the way I sort of rigged my S1H. I sort of used like a side strap, and then I used like a 1/4-inch screw. It just allowed me to clip the carabiner into the camera, and it would just rest across my shoulder, and I was able to reach and go for it at any moment. It was such an incredible way of just being able to walk hands-free, nothing consuming me or taking me away from being in that unbelievable environment. The iPhone 13 absolutely pulled its weight on that trip. This was basically what told half the story. I think grabbing shots, just easily just reach for my phone, grab a little video, and off I went. Any sort of vlog style pieces of audio was just captured through my iPhone. Good morning. So we just woke up from a lovely little camp spot, and I've jumped straight back on the trail. I think it held up really well, and thanks to Kerem, who did an amazing cleanup job on all of this audio, it sounded pretty good. I mean, there's a few times where like I turn and the audio quality isn't the best, but it's a documentary, it's gritty, it's a bit rough and ready, and it's kind of the style that I wasn't too precious over this, because it's the style that I kind of wanted to go for, you know? The script. This script was an accumulation of loads of just scribbles and jotted down notes that I had sort of compiled and turned into a bit of a loose draft. It was only truly when I started processing the photos, it took me back to the light, it took me back to when the snow was hitting my face and my nose was really cold. It took me back to like feeling the altitude, the lack of oxygen, you know. These photos really did trigger a lot of these unbelievable memories. It all sort of made me feel that I was there again, and I was able to write from a place of confidence. It felt like it was only yesterday that I was on the trip. The edit though, that was a completely different story. Over the years, I had so many different versions, different concepts, but none of them really stuck. Some days I would open the project and it would be like 2 or 3 minutes of just bumbling around, and then I'd be like, nope, not today, and then I'll just close it. And then a week or 2 would pass, and then I would be like, okay, I'm gonna have another stab at that, you know. It was too overwhelming. There was almost too much material. All the content had to match up. The photos had to match up with the video, and the videos had to match up with the iPhone, vloggy style content. It was a lot. It was a lot to go through. It was until I made myself one rule. And that rule was simply to just finish something. I think I just read Rick Rubin, and it was the section of like being able to finish your work to then be able to come to new creative endeavors. And I was just getting so frustrated with the fact that I hadn't finished, and that this project was just constantly in the background. I wasn't able to get to any proper part of the edit where I was confident, you know. I actually put a poll on my YouTube, and I was like, do I upload individual clips or do I turn it into one long formatted documentary? And you guys voted for long form, so here we are now. I'm talking about how I made my long form doc. I have a little grey bag, and wherever I go, in this bag are all my SSDs. Like, all the pieces of work and the projects that I'm working on just come with me wherever I go. It's almost like I feel naked if I don't have this bag in my rucksack, and it's probably a really stupid idea to carry my work wherever I go, but it gives me this sense of security knowing that I have all my content on me, and if ever I get a job or the desire to make a YouTube video, I can make and I can shoot something and also use the B-roll that I've got in my hard drives. But in this bag, there was one hard drive that was just full. It was like 1.5 terabytes of just Nepal footage. And it lived in this bag for 3 years. 3 years, it would just come wherever I went, and it didn't leave my side. And I think that's a testimony to this project. It's always been with me wherever I've gone. Whatever other trip I've been experiencing, Nepal has always been in my bag. And now it's nice to know that I don't have to take that SSD, I don't have to take that hard drive filled with all this content around with me anymore. I can just leave it at home and know that this project is finished, you know? Now the grade was just, this is where the film came alive, you know. The footage of the Himalayas was, well, I think it's some of the best stuff I've shot in my sort of like nomadic style filmmaking approach to life. You know, I think going on a trip like this where I was surrounded in a sort of 360 realm of just unbelievable imagery, just like 6, 7, 8,000 meter mountains around me. It was silly. It was actually silly. It was basically the thing that brought the whole film to life was once I had finally seen it with the grade, and then when I received the sound and all the Foley work from Kerem and then the animations from Isaac, it all came together. The job of the grade was to sort of find an overall visual language that you could understand. You know, it was all one language. I didn't want it to feel different. And building that language, it took a long time. Mark my words, it was a really complicated job, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out actually. And I've sort of packaged that all up into something that I've made and called the Nomad package thing. This trip really did change my life, or change the course and direction of where I was going in my life and how I would see the world and how I would walk with a sort of different approach. I was very guilty of going to places and not really being very fully present. I think I would go to a tourist trap, take the obligatory selfie and leave, and then go, oh, I went to so-and-so. But actually, through this trek, through the amount of time and space I had to think and to be with my thoughts, wow, yeah, it was an incredible experience. It really changed my perspective. That was the whole point of this trip. It was to find new perspective. If you've got a project sitting on your hard drive, a story that hasn't yet been told, take it from me. Go and make that film. Go and tell that story because you don't know what lessons you're going to learn from it. And that was huge for me. Like going through this footage and scrubbing through the rushes, I saw things in myself that I had never seen before, and that was unreal. That was really quite powerful stuff. So if you do want to check out my LUT, it's in the description. If you do want to give this video a thumbs up, please do. And especially if you haven't seen the doc, go and check it out. I spent a lot of time and a lot of love on that project, and I would be forever grateful if you were to watch it. So I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, peace, bye.